It's Friday, March 26th, and let's recap the internet news of the week. You're listening to Fight Knows About Everything, a Night Shift Radio original. For more information, visit nightshiftradio.com. So this week, recreational marijuana is set to be legalized in New York State by April 1st. Governor Cuomo, who you may know is having a new scandal daily, is set to finalize the bill as part of a legislature budget on April 1st. The estimated bill would bring in up to $350 million annually, that's a low number, and would be funneled to several different government initiatives like education and community development. Unable to be reached for comment is the tens of thousands of Black Americans still in jail for weed possession in New York. So this week, Joe Biden actually gave his very first press conference of his presidency. Now, a lot of people have said that this was very odd. However, this is actually very common. Most people don't give press conferences right away. Some other presidents just love the attention. So, however, of the questions that were asked about were his fall on Air Force One's staircase, the migrant children at the border, and the possibility of ending the filibuster, and whether or not he would run again in 2024. Biden will be 82 during the 2024 candidacy and likely to fall down some stairs again, but don't worry, Jimmy Carter will be right there to just come and build a ramp for him. He'll take care of that. Keanu Reeves' comic book series BRZRKR, about an immortal who looks suspiciously like Reeves, is making the jump to both anime and film before even launching to comic book shelves. That's right, it's not even due until mid-June. The story follows our titular lead as he works mercenary jobs for the U.S. government, absorbing gunfire and beating people to death with a bit of that good old ultra-violence. What's even more wild is that every film we've ever seen of Keanu Reeves is actually biographical. That's just his life. It's weird. So this week, this is huge news. This is very great and very progressive. Dr. Rachel Levine has been sworn in as the first openly transgendered female federal official confirmed by the Senate. Transgendered federal official confirmed by the Senate. She will take up the job of Assistant Health Secretary. During her confirmation hearing, resident super smart guy Rand Paul did his absolute best to try and trick Levine into acting as dumb as him. But seeing as she is an actual doctor, it did not work. Seriously, he's an idiot. Speaking of idiots, Fox News this week published a blatant lie. I know you're shocked. This is very unlike them. But this week, as it claimed, Vice President Kamala Harris refused to salute troops on Air Force Two. Not only did she not come out and say that she's refusing to salute troops, more so, they left out the fact that she is a civilian and not involved with any military service, and she is not required, and in fact, protocol dictates that she does not salute. The act of saluting is reserved for the role of president, as they are commander-in-chief of the armed forces and therefore serves as a military officer. The tradition was actually started back with Ronald Reagan, who was actually just measuring his height to all the other military men. He was doing it and they thought he was saluting, but he was just seeing how big he was. So, of course, the biggest story of this week was the Cinnamon Toast Crunch shrimp tail saga. It started when Jensen Karp tweeted pictures of cinnamon sugared shrimp tails in his cereal and tagging Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and escalated to Cinnamon Toast Crunch claiming they were just bits of cinnamon sugar that looked like shrimp. Of course, the story took a wild turn as people began to find out that Jensen Karp was a former white child rapper and is married to Danielle Fishel, who played Topanga on Boy Meets World. So for those keeping track, yes, a bunch of kids who were famous in the 90s found shrimp in their cereal, and the internet was instantly amused because that's the level of pandemic we are at. It's kind of how you know that things are getting back to normal, because the more real press about this than there are mass shootings. So nature is healing. And you're probably hearing gunfire in the background. That's because I live by a gun range, because, why not? Guns, right, guys? Second Amendment, cool. Anyways, thanks a lot for joining me. And of course, if you were watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell for brand new videos every Monday, Wednesday, with our weekly recaps on Friday. And for those listening on our podcast player of choice, don't forget to subscribe. And of course, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, go ahead and leave a rating and review. That would be super helpful, and I would appreciate it. Of course, if you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Twitter at @TheMichaelFight. Thanks a lot for listening, everyone. And for more information, visit nightshiftradio.com.